members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce out here in the west side of Houston, and we're able to have a nice added value to the members. Based on where they're at and what their kind of attention on different activities and events that they have, they decided, you know what, why don't you and Juan run the Guest in the West, which we termed it as. And so we then rebranded it now that we're no longer just promoting the members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Now we're opening it wide open. Now we want to focus on a lot of business owners here in the great city of Houston. For a lot of people that are unfamiliar, it is the fourth largest metropolitan area in the United States. It is the most diverse. About 49.9% of the population households, the primary language that's spoken in the house is not English. And so that's almost 50-50, right? 49.9% is pretty close to 50%. And so you have this huge, diverse melting pot, and it truly is a melting pot. You have top languages spoken: Spanish, Arabic, Vietnamese, Mandarin, Cantonese, Tagalog, and also Hindi spoken in our great city, and a variety. And French is high up there as well, with a lot of people coming from Africa, a lot of those French-speaking countries. So we welcome all those diverse individuals. And so with that in mind, we want to make sure that we're highlighting a lot of those business owners that are making things happen. And for us, that could be a solo entrepreneur, it could be people that has over 50 employees. And so that's what birthed this idea of being able to share the stories in Biz Talk with Sherman. So again, if you want to come, feel free onto the show and be a guest. Sherman.on@mutualomaha.com, or feel free, you can see if you're viewing this, go check out that Now Media _TV on Instagram, and you can DM the team there and they can get you to be a guest on the show. So for my day job, what do I really do that really drives things on a professional standard is that I run a team of insurance agents and financial advisors here in the Houston area. And so our vision is to be able to grow that to over 182, based on the current population, 102 financial advisors running around Houston. I want it to be known for the best pound for pound, most productive, most influential financial services team here in our great city. And so that means we're going to focus on the insurance side of things, at the same time helping people grow their wealth as well. And what we would encourage anybody is, if you're not working with someone, definitely take the time to have a conversation with someone that you feel comfortable with, that's going to give you the right advice for you to move forward. And so we are definitely in a hiring mode. Now, if you look around financial services, there's not as many financial services companies that are in full-time recruiting mode. So one of the interesting things about it is when you look at the need for it, there's over $30 trillion that's going to transfer from the silent generation and the baby boomer generation to the millennials. We talked about that last week. So there's this huge transformation of wealth, the greatest transformation of wealth that's ever occurred in the history of the United States. You add on top of it that this large baby boomer population, those that were born 1946 to 1964, they are getting close to retirement. So our industry, like many others, is susceptible to that fall off of experience, of expertise, and that large population. And unfortunately, haven't been able to attract as much of that population into the workforce as those that will be leaving, just based on that population size. To give you an idea of how big it is, 10,000 people every single day are turning age 65. That's how large the baby boomer demographic is. And so because of that, we know that statistically about 20 to 30% of our workforce, based on their age, will retire over the next 5 to 7 years. And so you think about that, by 2028, could there be 20% of our workforce here that's decided to retire? And if that's the case, we need to bring it on. So here at Mutual Omaha, we have the For Hire sign open. Here, what we're looking for in Houston, as I talk about this big growth, is we want people that are pioneers, people that are trailblazers, people that are connectors and community builders. And so those are the kind of personalities that we're looking for. People that identify themselves as, hey, that's me. I want to grow something tremendous. And that's exactly what we want to do. People that are attracted to our industry typically follow the 4 I's. They desire to have some independence. They want to be able to choose how and where they go. Number 2 is they want to be able to make sure that what they do has an impact. Number 3, independence, impact, and they want to be intellectually stimulated by the topic of business and personal finance, whether that's insurance or investment related. And then finally, the 4th one is that they want to be able to have a direct impact on their income. So independence, impact, intellectual stimulation, and income. If that's what seems to attract you, we'd love to be able to have a conversation with you. Feel free to reach out to me via email, sherman.on@mutualomaha.com, or feel free to text me or call me on my cell phone, 262-271-4411. And I know that's here in our great city of Houston, but throughout the country, we have the For Hire sign open, right? So that goes all the way from Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, all the way to Maine, all the way out west to Hawaii. And so whatever you find yourself listening to, if you think, hey, I want to be in the financial services, I would love to be able to do what Sherman's doing and be able to have an impact on people on an individual level or a business on their employee benefits, love to be able to have a conversation with you. So feel free to reach out to our team. Jonathan, for those that are viewing, pulled it up. Careers.mutualofomaha.com. Would love to be able to have you join our organization and see if you'd be the right fit and being able to leave a lasting impact on your community. And so ultimately, that's who we're targeting. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that over the next couple of months. But just know that if you are a person in transition, you're in a career or industry you don't think is going to come back, or you know that you want to be doing something differently, right? You got a college degree in business, and right now you're working stocking shelves because that was kind of the place that would hire you. If you want to do something different, feel free to reach out to us. So I want to be able to have a little bit of a personal financial topic here today. So one of the things that's going to happen in the next 3 weeks is that people are going to start receiving their tax credit. So those that are viewing, Jonathan's going to pull up the irs.gov website, and we're going to show you that for frequently asked questions, there's a bunch of answers there for you in the advanced child tax credit's going to start coming out for those. So instead of, for people, a lot of times they experience that tax credit when they would do their taxes in January, February, March, or April. What's happened with the recent bill that was passed is that tax credit is actually going to be a payment starting here in July. So depending on the age of your children and how many children you have will dictate how much that payment's going to be. Now, the very interesting thing about it is you can actually right there submit information. You can actually use a calculator there on the irs.gov website and be able to project out what you can anticipate. The IRS is shooting for the first payments of this advanced tax credit to start hitting people's bank accounts on July 15th. So if you're in a direct deposit, that's going to be based on how you did your taxes here in 2020 or how you did your taxes in 2019, they're going to be able to automatically then send that right into your bank account. So I'd say for a lot of people, if you've delayed doing your taxes, get on top of it now so that way you can take advantage of this, especially if you're a parent and you have minors living in your household. So those are people under the age of 17 and younger are those that are going to qualify for that tax credit. So it's a really big deal for a lot of people. And what I would say then on the personal financial side is now that it's found money, right? So put on the suit today, and come January 15th, all of a sudden, I might have $600 in there, directly deposited due to this tax credit. What are you going to do with it? Do you save it? Do you spend it? Do you invest it? Those are questions that you should ask. If you have questions about your specific tax situation, I would encourage you to reach out to an accountant or somebody that does taxes. If you have specific questions pertaining to your personal finances and how to get yourself in pursuing your goals, feel free to reach out to one of us here at the team. We'd love to be able to help you out. I'm licensed in multiple states, but if you're here in this great state of Texas, we'd love to be able to be of value to you. So feel free. You can reach me at sherman.on@mutualomaha.com or hit my cell phone at 262-271-4411. Again, that cell phone number is 262-271-4411. This is a big deal. This is probably one of the biggest undertakings the IRS has been under over the last decade, and giving out, not only the PPPs that were available for business owners and keeping businesses keeping their employees, but also the variety of different stimulus that have come out over the last year. And so here's another way that if you're a parent, you're a head of household, that you have an opportunity to receive money on a monthly basis based on your children, based on your family size. And so it's a really big deal. So we're really excited about what people are able to do with that. And so that's really kind of where we're at. So that's July 15th. People can anticipate receiving those. Again, I would encourage anybody, if you have specific questions, either reach out to a financial advisor, go to the irs.gov website to be able to see any specific questions that you have that might already have an answer to them. And so I think this is a really big deal for people. So it can be a good opportunity for people to put themselves in a great financial position personally, to get themselves maybe behind maybe what they might be feeling, or to get them ahead in planning for that future. Again, folks, super excited about the lineup that we have today that Jonathan and the team has brought up. We're going to take a quick commercial break here and come right back.
Hi, I'm Karina Rodriguez, President of Exfinia Financial Services. Let me ask you a few questions. How prepared are you to reach your financial goals? To pay for your kids' education, to buy a house or start a business? Do you know how much money you will need for retirement? Do you have a plan that will allow you to live peacefully after retirement and later in life? Are you prepared to face unexpected situations, such as a chronic illness, an accident, or an untimely death? How will your family be protected? At Exfinia Financial Services, our mission is to help you answer these questions and to design a financial plan that covers all the areas that are relevant to your family or your business. Most importantly, a plan that gives you peace. Some of our services include a detailed assessment of your current financial situation, creating a plan for establishing an emergency fund and protection, debt management, tax optimization, as well as estate planning. Some of our financial strategies protect your capital against drops in the financial markets while benefiting when the market rises. We offer these services at no cost to you. Take control of your financial well-being. Contact us and we will be happy to assist you, whether you live in the US or abroad, regardless of your migratory status. Let us be part of your financial success and stability.
Now, more than ever, having accurate and up-to-date bookkeeping is crucial for tax and operating cost optimization. Additionally, having a reliable outside bookkeeping company ensures your books are done correctly, and there is no need for the cost of a full-time accountant. RSM Bookkeeping and Tax Services, founded by veteran Ron Maldonado, can provide different bookkeeping packages to fit your company's needs. Assist with the installation of onboarding of QuickBooks, review your books for tax preparation, assist with the creation and registration of your company and obtaining your company's EIN number with the IRS. Tax services for individuals and businesses, for sales and use tax certificates, filing franchise and sales tax reports. Take a decisive step. Call Ron Maldonado at 281-610-7039 and let RSM Bookkeeping and Tax Services be a part of your success.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Welcome back, everybody, to Biz Talk with Sherman. I'm your host from Mutual of Omaha. Excited to have commercial lender Rob Trick here on the show. Welcome to Biz Talk.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man. It's exciting to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're able to get out, right? Commercial lending's got to be pretty hot right now in the city of Houston. What's kind of your take on it? How's the feeling out there? In the space.
It has not died at all. I mean, even through COVID, we have been 100% active. We're a hard money asset-based lender here in the Houston area, Texas. We even do a few things outside of Texas as well.
Okay.
If you've got properties that you're looking to invest in and you're looking to get those flipped, all you got to do is give us a call. We'll evaluate your property, let you know what we can lend in a quick manner. Usually it's about a 24-hour turnaround. We have to say that, but it's usually a lot quicker.
Yeah. So describe to people that might not be familiar, what's hard money lending?
So it's
traditional.
Basically hard money lending is basically we're lending on the hard asset.
Okay.
We will lend up to 70% of an after repair value. Doing that, we're doing a full evaluation, pulling comps on the property and letting you know what the true value of the property is up front before you even order an appraisal.
Okay.
And we help investors so they don't have to use their own money.
Okay.
And that way they're able to leverage themselves to do multiple properties.
Gotcha. So in a sense, a lot of times, are you dealing with people that already own a piece of property, or a lot of times are you dealing with investors that say, hey, you know what, I want to get a piece of property here in this city?
Well, most of the time we're dealing with clients that are looking to buy investment properties, whether it be for a flip, meaning that they want to buy it, fix it, and sell it for a profit, or long-term strategy, they want to hold that property as a rental, Airbnb. We've got long-term products to help them with that. We got the short-term products lending products to help them accomplish the flips as well.
Okay. Now there's a huge variety here, right, Rob, when it comes to the commercial space, right? You have some residential pieces, right? Mm-hmm. So actual houses, right? Condominiums, apartment complexes.
Yes.
At the same time, then there's the retail space, right? Mm-hmm. Shops, strip malls, even as big as malls.
Yeah.
Is there any particular area that you guys focus in on there at the team?
I would say our bread and butter, everything that we really concentrate on is our single family.
Okay.
But we do multifamily. It's just our day-to-day stuff is the single family, but we've got small balance commercial that we do on a regular basis. We've got some commercial buildings that we can lend on long-term and short-term.
Oh, wow, okay.
Let's say you find a property that's a commercial building that's income producing, and you want to do a rehab on it and change it from a nail salon to maybe a pet store. We can help you do that. Or you say you find a strip mall that's already ready to go, we can do the long-term lending on that as well.
Gotcha.
Same thing with the single family. You find a piece of property that's distressed, you want to buy and hold that property, we can do the short-term loan to get you into the property, get it rehab, And then once you get it rehabbed, we can refinance it long term as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a good strategy in being able to not have a look at a property when it comes to the money side of things. It's not just buying it like a mortgage for 30 years. There's a strategy there.
Yeah, strategy. You always want to buy a property at a discount and to ensure that you're making maximum profit. That way, when you either A, sell it, you're selling it for a profit, or B, when you refinance, you can cash out some of that money once you've done what we call a value add to the property.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let's say, for example, there might be somebody here that's listening, that's an investor that says, hey, I want to be able to invest in some real estate for more on the cash flow side. Would you guys help then on the property management side as well? If let's say they're out of the country?
We're not a property management company. Okay. We are strictly an asset-based lender. Now, we do have a partnership with some property management companies that we can recommend.
Yes.
And we'd be more than happy to do that as well.
Because I think that from an investor's perspective, right, that's one of the most reluctant things when it comes to investing in hard real estate, right, is I don't want to deal with it. Right? I don't want to deal with tenants. I don't want to deal with like cleanups.
You want a property management company and we have a relationship with Renters Warehouse as well.
Yeah.
We hold a monthly event with them. It's called the Super Investor Meeting.
Okay.
We took a break during COVID, like everybody had to, but we're back live at the Stampede on the third Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
We just had our second event. We had one in May, and we had one in June. The numbers are starting to get back up there. We had over 400 each time.
Wow.
So yeah, it's always the third Wednesday at this. We were out at the Republic Country Club.
Okay.
COVID happened, and
the restrictions of quantity, right?
Yeah.
Capacity.
Well, they closed the Republic Country Club because of COVID, and they have not reopened due to financial issues, I think.
Yeah.
So we had to find a new home, so we're now at the Stampede.
Okay, gotcha.
And the Stampede has been very awesome. If y'all haven't been to this event, it's always the third Wednesday. The next event is going to be July 21st at 6 p.m.
And so do you need to be a real estate investor to be able to attend? Or is
No, anybody can attend, just as long as you're not another hard money lender.
Yes. You don't want people poaching the audience.
Yeah, you cannot. So it's an event that Renters Warehouse. So you can't be another property management company and come and advertise, and you can't be another hard money lender. No offense, but it's kind of our big event. We don't want the competition handing out cards.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk about this, because I think this is important that people understand. You guys sounds like you're doing a lot of education. You talked a little bit on the break about a podcast that you run.
Yeah,
talk a little about that.
I've done several interviews. I've done several radio shows, and some people are saying, "Hey, you've got an act for this. You should start your own podcast." So me and my buddy, my partner, he's one of our vice presidents at the company. We kind of sat down and created a format. Alex Buriak and myself, and we said, hey, let's do this on a regular basis. So I have a podcast called Trigger Points. It is every Friday at 10. We go live on Facebook, YouTube channel. We have a Jet Landing and a Trigger Points YouTube channel, and I invite guests on. We interview them. We're basically trying to help people become financially free. The way we do that is we just kind of go through how you got your start, what you're doing now. Yeah. Interviewing some big names in the real estate industry.
Well, and that's where I think a lot of times people think like it's a quick fix, right? You can watch these HGTVs, you see people flipping houses, and you think like, oh man, I can do that. I can go out, I can flip something super quick, and I'm out, right?
HGTV is good to give you some ideas on how to get things done. But the real experience is experience itself.
Yes.
And if you're not actually out there hustling and bustling, trying to find deals, HGTV is just not going to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the misconception of the term hacking. I'm going to hack it to success.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want a hacker to give me heart surgery.
No,
right?
No.
And so
I want an actual heart surgery.
yeah. I want it to go the right way.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the kind of it's great that you're giving out that information. So it's Jet Lending and also on Trigger Points.
Yes.
So
Trigger
if people-
Points podcast.
So Friday.
At 10 a.m. This week, we have Alex Cedillo coming on.
Okay.
From Flip Nation. We've had Jason Bible. We've had some really big names in the industry come on the podcast. I really appreciate everybody that's come on. Brian Burr, Eddie Gant, he's the owner of Jet Lending. He's taken time to come on it with his very busy schedule. It's growing. We've got a good following.
Well, it's great to be able to give that education because I think there's so much to know about this side of the business,
Yes.
right? It's not like buying your own house.
No.
It's completely different because how you buy it can completely change out what you actually get as a cash flow perspective, right?
Yeah.
And so if you do it poorly, you try to go in right now. If let's say I'm buying a personal house and I bid 10% over in order to get it, if I have that same attitude towards a piece of property, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot.
You always want
Right?
to buy, you're always wanting to buy properties at a discount. That way you can maximize either if you're going to flip it, maximize the cash return. Once you sell it for a profit, you're looking anywhere to be successful 15 to 20%, making a profit. Or even better, you're going to hold it as a long-term rental or a short-term rental. If you buy it at a discount and get the rehab done, you can always refinance, get a little bit of cash out, or just refinance it for rate and term and maximize your cash flow.
Yeah.
So.
I got to imagine that there's just a lot of education that goes involved when people are like, hey, I want to do this. I have several $1,000s or millions of dollars that I want to be able to deploy, but it's going to take time for them to be able to understand and feel comfortable with that process.
And it does, but what I try to tell everybody is you got to pick somebody in the industry that you trust, whether it be your lender, your title company, your insurance company, property management. You've got to find that person that you trust. And trust is everything in this industry. Absolutely. Building those relationships, letting people know, hey, I want to do business with that guy because he's real or he's honest. And that's the kind of approach that I have taken to being a lender. I've been doing this for 6 years. I was in the military for 21 years. So the military taught me a lot of great things, integrity, honesty, all those core values that, most people want, on their team.
Absolutely.
And I try to portray that from what I learned in the military to, hey, I'm going to treat my clients the exact same way.
That's awesome. So Rob, I know we're coming kind of to the end. How can people get in touch with you if they want to, number one, learn more, they want to get in touch with you, they have this idea, they want to get into this space. Yeah. How can they teach you?
You could call me on my cell phone, 903-806-4400. Again, that's 903-806-4400. Or you can reach me at rob@jetlending.com.
All right, everybody, and that's Jet as in Jet Lending.
Yes.
So
Jet Lending.
If you want to fly, that's who you reach out to Rob.
Yeah. If you want to fly fast and get this deal closed within 7 to 10 business days, we got you.
All right. Well, wonderful, Rob. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show
and so
sharing
much
with us what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
You bet. So again, folks, reach out to Rob at jetlending.com and he can help you out. Rob at jetlending.com. We're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with some commercial real estate folks.
All right, thanks.
This prestigious luxury home or investment property is located in West University Place, a small city within downtown Houston, located close to the Texas Medical Center and recognized as one of America's best places to live. West University is also one of the top 10 wealthiest and safest cities in the United States. Located on half an acre lot, you won't find this size land anywhere in West U. With mature oak trees gracing the beautifully luxurious home, this property has 9,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 8 baths, 2 master bedrooms and kitchens on both floors. In addition to the gold Gracie wallpapers, Waterford crystal chandeliers and fixtures, grand double staircase upon entry, 2 master master bedrooms and kitchens on each floor, and many, many more luxurious additions. This gorgeous lazy river lagoon pool with rock waterfall are already in place for you to enjoy this lush and tropical brick gated backyard resort style settings. This splendid property is perfect for long-term visitors or family members, and it's exceptional for entertaining distinguished elite type of guests. This is an excellent investment opportunity or the dream home for those who know about status and class. Call today, schedule your personal tour, because this home won't last.
My name is Brooks Boyd, and I'm the owner of Senior Savings Organization, a Medicare insurance agency. Medicare is confusing, it is not a one-size-fits-all plan, and I help folks navigate the maze. My main job is to educate so you pick the approach that feels right and make sure you avoid costly Medicare mistakes. I will help with transitioning from group health to Medicare with a personalized report to see if it makes sense to either stay on your current insurance or to consider enrolling into Medicare with either a supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. And I'll explain the difference between the two and the pros and cons of each. If you need help with Social Security planning, I can show you how to maximize your benefits with a free Social Security maximization report to make sure that you are confident that you will get the most out of your Social Security benefits. I am an independent broker. This is a no-cost consultation, and you will never pay a fee with me.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
Welcome back, everybody. Biz Talk with Sherman. I'm your host from Mutual of Omaha. Really excited to have these guests on. Glad that we could get Ed and Tiffany on from Arvo Realty Advisors, just because I know that they are in high demand. So thanks. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
All right. So why don't you introduce yourselves? Ed, running the business is not your first time in the commercial real estate space.
Yeah. So I tell folks oftentimes that we started with an index box on the kitchen table, and a lot of your audience probably don't know what this index box is. It's a little small metal box and these little cards, right? And that's how we started our business. And I would write down my client's name on that index card, and I would follow it that way. And then you fast forward to where we are now. We've done transactions in Warsaw, Poland, Perth, Australia, Alaska, and basically every state in the country. And our clientele has grown from, my first real estate transaction was a Section 8 $375 lease deal, right? and I drove across town.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I drove across town to service that account, and I got a commission of like $167, which I had to split with my broker, so I got $80-something out of that transaction. And then I fast forward to where we are now. The Housing Authority is one of our significant clients now, okay. And we've done transactions in the millions of dollars with them. So that's that's kind of my story, and the story is, man, I tell you, if you just start somewhere, provide a good product, become an expert in your field, you can see your business just really kind of grow and take off.
Well, that's amazing that when it comes to commercial real estate, you're not stuck to one territory, which is typical of the residential real estate marketplace, right? Where you're kind of an expert in just one particular area of town, it seems like.
Right.
Yeah, good question. So residential real estate is consumer-based, right? And so a lot of the conversations are around school districts, bathrooms, carpet, neighborhoods, paint, kitchens, and that sort of thing. And you're talking with the consumer, but when you get into commercial real estate, you're talking bottom line stuff. So you're talking to the C-level people, whether you're a small business or a major corporation, you're talking to the CEO, CFO, and you have to understand that language. You have to understand what drives them to make those decisions. So it can be geographically driven, or it can be driven back off some other business points that they need. So commercial real estate is definitely a different animal than the residential.
Gotcha. Now, so Tiffany, your daughter, did you set her up with a metal index box as well? Is that how she started in the business?
No, I probably started before the index box came in. I've been in it since I was born. I've literally watched him and my mom kind of work their way up, and they started in the residential, and then one day he decided no more, we're just going to do straight commercial. And so when I got in, I was just kind of thrown out there. Officially, when I got in, I was thrown out there and told, go figure it out. Yeah. We're here now. Like, you don't get the basics. You just got to go figure it out. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So then what made you decide, right? Because father-daughter business, not super common, right? Plus it adds a lot of stress because now you work together, which is a pro, but at the same time it's a double-edged sword, right? So what made you decide to get into the commercial real estate space?
So prior to joining the firm officially, I was already in Atlanta working for one of the top commercial real estate firms. And I realized that my growth in that company was going to be stunted based on what I was doing. So my career path was just going to be where it was. And you might be able to be like, a senior procurement analyst, but it was not going to go much further than that. And when my mom got sick, I had already started taking commercial or real estate classes. So after her passing, I knew that I was going to need more than a week or two of bereavement. And so I decided that I did not want to go back to another company. I just wanted to try to figure things out on my own. So I started doing my real estate classes, and one day I just walked in and I said, hey, I work for Arvo now. That's it. There was no conversation. I didn't ask to be hired. He didn't ask me to work for him. I just came in and I said, I have my license now and I work for you.
Yeah. And then so what was that like for you? Bringing on a daughter into the business, was that something that you had kind of planned for, or was that kind of a nice come around?
Yeah, no, great question, man. I never wanted to force my children to be in this business. It's a tough business. It really is. It would eat you up and spit you out and don't even care, right? So I wanted them to go out and pursue their own careers, and Tiffany has done that with Atlanta, living in Atlanta and all types of things. Yeah. But when they were ready to join, I welcomed that because I knew when they came on board that they would be ready to do it. You know, I'm harder on them than I am on anyone else in the company,
Yes.
because I know the talent that they have.
Yeah.
And so I push them. I push them a lot harder. And it's interesting because we have the baby boomer and the millennial relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a handshaking relationship person. She's a social media person, right?
Yes.
And when we first came on board, we really butted heads because I'm thinking, hey, you got to get out here and get involved. And she's talking about, no, you have to be on social media. I said, I don't want anything to do with that social media. And what has happened now is that we have closed the gap.
Yes.
Well, we realize now that social media is here to stay, and I have to get on board with that. But by the same token, face-to-face relationships are key too.
Yeah.
And so it's been interesting how we work through that dynamic.
So people that might be listening, guys, who's an ideal person that might want to be a client that reaches out to Arvo and saying, hey, I want to work with you guys? What does that person kind of look like?
Are you talking about someone who want to join our team or a client that need our services?
The client that needs your service.
Okay, great question. So our clients are in three primary buckets. They are corporate clients, Fortune 500 clients like Marathon, Macy's, Shell, Walmart. And then there are the public sector, which is the federal, state, local government, the City of Houston, Harris County, the Lone Star College, Houston Community College, A-Leaf School District, public sector. And then it's a small to mid-sized business.
Okay.
You know, people who are just starting out, who have a dream and a vision, and folks who have taken their business and they are emerging companies. So those three categories are where we spend most of our time: the corporate sector, the public sector, and then the small to mid-sized business.
And over the last year or two, have you guys seen a particular area that seems to be a lot more needing more attention? There seems to be more growth in those sectors versus the others?
I would say for me personally, I've seen small to mid-sized businesses boom. So
Okay.
especially since the pandemic, a lot of people, either they were laid off or maybe there was something else that prompted them to start their business. So we're seeing people who are in need of distribution centers. We're seeing the people who are in need of office space. Surprisingly, we thought people would never go back into the office,
Yeah.
but we're seeing a lot of people still now taking advantage of the down market, understanding that office is one of the weaker markets. They're jumping in and getting office space at a low rate and locking in their rates. So I would say for me personally, I've seen growth for sure in the small to mid-sized markets.
And do you guys find that a lot of your deals, obviously you've done it internationally, are you seeing a lot of it in particular areas of our country or even of the city?
So, it's interesting because the clients that we're working with now, I want to go back to the point on small business. There was a recent article out that said that a lot of people are resigning from their jobs now.
Yeah.
This pandemic deal allowed folks to work remotely, and folks are not interested in going back to that 40-hour week in the office. So they're resigning, man. The resignation rate of folks has increased.
Yeah.
And they're going out on their own for small businesses, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So our clients are, we are client driven. So we may be in Atlanta, Georgia today working on a project.
Okay.
Or we may be in New York working on a project. And so on the corporate side, as the economy begins to pick up and everybody get more comfortable with this vaccination and the pandemic, people are now starting to ramp up again.
Okay.
And so you'll see that corporations are now starting to look at expanding in some cases. In some cases, we're saying that we have some corporations who are saying that we're not going to go back to office. We're going to work 100% remote. So now we have to get rid of space. And then we have some that saying, no, we're going to go back. And so we have to expand because we don't want people all on top of each other.
Right, and these cube farms.
Yeah. So each client is different, and their business model is different, and a lot of it has changed because of the pandemic.
That's amazing. So in the midst of all that change, it seems like a lot of businesses probably are reaching out to you guys and saying, okay, here's how things are changing for us, and this is how we need your help.
Yes. We are expert commercial real estate advisors, and that's what we do. We advise folks. Folks come to us with their challenges, opportunities, or needs, and we put together the strategy that help them accomplish their goal and help them grow their bottom line. That's our main focus. How do we help you grow your bottom line, and how do we use commercial real estate to do that?
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned, are you guys in the hiring mode? Are you looking for talent to join the organization there at Arvo?
Yes, we are. We are looking for talent. I think for us as well. We've just seen so much business coming in. We're looking for individuals that want to come in that either have experience, a lot or a large level of experience in residential, looking to transition to commercial. But specifically, we want those individuals who are already in the commercial space, who have some experience, and who are just looking for another opportunity with a different firm. So we definitely are looking to expand.
Gotcha. So really looking for people that you're not looking for somebody that's kind of entry level. You're looking more for that experienced person that says, you know what, I want a better culture. I want more growth. I want opportunity, kind of like how you felt. Hey,
Yeah.
I needed something different. And so coming back to Houston just made a lot of sense, joining Arvo and what was happening here. How would you guys describe kind of the culture there at the office? Besides, obviously, harder on your daughter than anybody else.
It is a fun, professional culture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we designed our office for this culture, right? If you come to our office, it's a lot of natural light. We have a lot of glass, and in the back we have a room called the Crazy Ass Idea Room.
Okay.
We got a basketball goal up back there. We got a punching bag's gonna be back there. So we want people to come to our office and really feel comfortable and creative and innovative. And so our environment is, one, we have fun, but two, we're professional, and then three, we get results. We want to get results for our clients. We want our clients to be saying, hey man, until we met you guys, we didn't know what this type of service was like. And so we continue to push ourselves to improve what we're doing.
Gotcha.
And I want to just go back to the recruitment. We actually have an RFP out on the street right now for a staffing and recruiting agent.
Yes.
So we're recruiting team members right now. And while we like to have experience, if you are a young person and you're a go-getter, and you can convince us that, hey, take a chance on me, we'll talk to you about that.
Gotcha. So how can people get in touch with you guys if they're either one, as a potential client, or two, they're looking for an opportunity to join a high-powered, innovative team like yours?
So if you are looking to join the team, you can contact myself or Maria Sapone, but I'll give my information. It's Tiffany.Ryland at Arvo Realty Advisors. That's ARV as in Victor, O, realtyadvisors.com. Or you can give our office a call at 713-952-5066, extension 100.
All right. And same if a potential client wants to get in touch with you guys and just get some good advice on what they're doing with their real estate space.
Yeah, we're all on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook.
Yeah,
she got me on all that stuff.
Yeah. So just send a message on any of those platforms and get in touch with you guys. And so Arvo, for any of you that's listening on the radio or in podcast, it's ARVO Realty, REALTY, and then Advisors, but it's ADVISORS.
Correct.
So feel free to reach out to Ed and Tiffany. So thanks so much for coming on the show, guys, and sharing with us your expertise and what you're doing there. I don't know if we're going to take a quick commercial break. I don't know if we have time, but I'd love to be able to pick your guys' brain a little bit. I think you came out with a book, right, Ed?
Yeah.
And so I'd love to be able to talk about that if we have some time. So let's take a quick commercial break, folks, and we'll come right back.
Did you know that children and adults are spending 90% of their time indoors? Whether at home or at the office, structures are now built tighter and more energy efficient, creating toxic environments.
Indoor pollution is 2 to 5 times worse than outdoors. Childhood asthma has increased 600% in the last 30 years. According to the EPA, there are over 750,000 new asthma cases every year in the United States.
Poor air quality can cause headaches, snoring, fatigue, sneezing, coughing, severe allergies, and much more. Additionally, chemical pollution from cleaning products such as bleach or Lysol and also treated building materials can severely affect your health.
Tactico is an indoor air quality company that focuses on health and wellness by using revolutionary technology to clear the air of toxic indoor pollution.
Our cutting-edge, green-certified solutions remove all odors, allergens, viruses, mold, toxic chemicals, and insects to create healthy homes and workplaces. Within minutes, our military-grade products kill 99.9999% of all toxins. Our team is highly experienced and is comprised of military veterans whose mission is to provide excellent customer service to our clients. Because your safety and your health are important to us. Call Tactico today 832-901-9979 and let us create a healthy environment so that you and your family can live pollution-free.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Welcome back to Biz Talk with Sherman. Super grateful that Tiffany and Ed could stay for just a little bit. I just sprung it on them. So, but Ed, for a lot of people that might not know, came out with a book. And so I want to talk a little about that because I think a lot of people are in need of some of this idea of how do I start a business? How do I have it focused maybe in a particular area? So let's talk a little about that, Ed. Number one, why did you decide to publish a book and kind of what is it about?
Yeah, so great question. So folks have been asking me for a while, man, how are you being successful? What do you do to be successful? In an industry that is tremendously underrepresented by people of color. Yeah. So how are you able to do that? So I spent a year researching and talking to other CEOs across the country about what it takes to be successful in starting a business. And after I did that, I decided that I wanted to publish a book to speak specifically to the minority business community. Because when I started researching the demographics around minority business, it was shocking, right? So the average African American business make about $55,000 a year.
Oh wow.
The average Hispanic business make about $167,000. The average Asian business make about $324,000. But check this out, the average non-minority business makes about $558,000 a year.
Jeez.
Almost 10 times as much as the African American business. And so I asked the question, why is that? And I got primarily one reason, and that is most minority-owned companies are first-generation businesses. And we've not had the luxury of having the secrets to building a successful company handed down to us. Okay. It's a big difference to be in a room where your parents are talking business all the time.
Yes.
And you're like second and third and fourth generation business owners.
Yeah.
So the book that I published is called The Secrets to Building a Successful Minority-Owned Company. And I took the brain thrust of all these major CEOs across the country and what they thought it took to build a successful company. I put my own thoughts behind it and released the book. And it's gotten fantastic reviews on how to build a successful minority-owned company.
And right now, where can people find it if this seems, hey, this is a great place for me to learn?
So they can go to edryland.com and they can order the book right off of the website.
Okay, perfect. That makes it really easy. So for those of you that are listening to radio, it's Ed, E-E-D, and then Ryland, R-Y-L-A-N-D.com.
Right.
Super easy to be able to get it.
Yeah.
And so for as you think about that then for yourself, Ed, do you see that that's a big part of kind of the conversation between you and Tiffany is how can I give her as much as my knowledge beyond just the day-to-day, right, at the office?
Yeah, sometimes you get smarter the older your kids get, and when they talk to other folks, right, or they see other folks saying, and so she'll come to me and say, I got this great idea, I heard someone say, and I'm thinking, shit, I just talked to you.
I already gave that good advice out yesterday.
Yeah. But, and that's what happens in the book. These CEOs from across the country, they just share it freely. What it takes to build a successful minority-owned company.
Yeah.
And that's the information, man. I thought to myself, man, if I had this information when I first started my company, it would have cut that learning curve down tremendously.
Well, and it's such an important demographic to be marketing in our community, right? So for a lot of people that don't know, Houston's the most diverse city,
yes.
right? 49.9%, the primary language spoken in the house is not English.
Yes.
So basically 50% isn't speaking English.
Yes.
And you have just, I think, last demographic I saw from 2019 census was 38% or 39% are Caucasian.
Right.
Everybody else doesn't fit that. And so a huge opportunity, I think, for that entrepreneur that is looking for as you mentioned, the tips on how to really create generational wealth.
Right, exactly, absolutely.
And so one of the cool things that you did, Tiffany, last year is you started a mentor program. So talk a little about that, because I think it's important for people to know where Arvo comes from, and not just being able to be a key player in the commercial real estate space, but also being able to really have an impact on the industry.
So interesting enough, when the pandemic hit, we started again helping those small to mid-sized businesses, and I started realizing that one, there were so many people that were interested in commercial real estate, whether they were interested in leasing or owning, and I put out a post and I stated some statistics around the commercial real estate industry. What does it look like? So less than 1% are, African American women, and so I just put that post out, and that post received about 300,000 views. From there, I said, well, I just want to host a session and see, I want to give the 101 commercial real estate information, just basics about commercial real estate. So I held this session, and we had, I think it was 300 people that registered, but over 1,000 people viewed the video.
Wow.
And that's when I realized there's a need, there's a desire, there's a want for this information. So I went and I partnered with Ed, and we did the Blueprint Mentorship Program. And we had individuals from all across the country join this mentorship program to learn about how do I get into commercial real estate? What are some things that I need to do to be successful? And really it just comes from a place of, like you said, just continuously to give back, knowing that there are people who won't walk into rooms because there's no one in there that looks like them, or they're intimidated, or they're told by other people, don't do commercial real estate, it's too hard. So they're immediately intimidated about getting into it. So we wanted to make sure that we opened up the doors and opened up the conversations around, hey, it's not that bad. If you can do, residential or any other entrepreneurial journey, then you can do commercial real estate. It's not that hard. So, well, it's hard, but it's not that bad to get into.
So now for you, did you know that going into it, right? And you were in Atlanta, obviously mom and dad ran this, so you were familiar with real estate and then commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Did you know that you were in the 1% when you decided to join?
No, I figured out that I was in the 1%. I didn't actually start doing homework and research, and I remember coming in and telling my dad, walking in these rooms, I felt like I was at a disadvantage. I was young, and I'm a female, and I'm one of the very few females in the room. When I look around, if not the only, and then I'm typically the only Black female in the room. And when I told him that, he says, well, it seems like you have three things going for you. You're young, you're a female, and you're a minority. And so I said, okay, that makes sense. So I started using it instead of it being a downfall. I started saying this is something that can work for me and in my favor. And when I did the research and the homework on it, that's when I came into contact with the information that just stated, hey, this industry is underrepresented. And so, you're not crazy when you're walking in. That's not a thing. You're seeing what this representation of the industry really is.
Gotcha. So you must at times felt like kind of like a pioneer, right? Going into the room and being the only one that represented you, right?
Yeah, but I will say this. There have been some women that I have run into over the years that have definitely impacted my life and definitely given me some hope that I can do it. There's just not many. And so I think that's really where the urge came from, to want to expose more people to it. So I wish that I was the first. Of course, I don't know if I wish I was the first, but to say that I'm definitely giving more exposure to it right now, I can definitely say that. So.
Well, and Ed, being so many years in the industry, I got to imagine that those feelings that Tiffany was describing was something that you had felt over the years.
Yeah, when I first got into business, I couldn't get people to return my phone calls. I couldn't get them to acknowledge me as a commercial real estate expert. And so, yeah, it was very, very challenging. But, in 2019, I think it was, I received a Lifetime Achievement Award from Cornet. Cornet is the premier corporate commercial real estate firm in the world.
Wow.
And I received that Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm standing up here in this audience, right? About 500 or so people, 99%, non-minorities. And some of those people that wouldn't return my phone call are now presenting me with this Lifetime Achievement Award some 30 years later. And so it just shows you, what this industry has done. And, it's been a challenging, but it's been a great opportunity for me.
Well, and I remember you had mentioned before, it is just, if you have this drive, right, you're willing to overcome obstacles, then you have the makeup to be in the business, right?
Yes.
Because it sounds like no one's going to give it to you.
Right.
Right? And you just got to go and take it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So final thoughts here. We got just like a minute left. For anyone that might be listening that's a business owner that Kind of thoughts for you for them as they're kind of making their own pursuits to be successful?
For me, I would say I live by 3 basic principles, right? I stay physically, mentally, and spiritually fit. And those three things have helped me get through some very difficult business situations, right? And I don't have enough time to go into those 3 pillars right now, but I would tell you, if you're not physically fit, your body can't withstand the body punches of this business, right? And for me, if I'm not spiritually fit, that means that I'm praying for guidance